What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you've seen one of these air jacks before and thinking about buying one, I want you to watch this video first because I've heard a lot about them. So I've got this one from Vevor, and you might be thinking it's going to be the great replacement for a regular floor jack, but we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons of both, and I want to show this to you and we'll talk about it. But do me a favor real quick, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also hit the like button, and at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to assemble this if you decide you want to get one. Now, right off the bat, it's a much lighter weight than a regular floor jack. This one is 46 pounds and 14 ounces, so right below 47 pounds. So I can pick it up with one hand. And this one's rated at 5 tons. And then, you know, you got like a regular floor jack like this one I've been using right here. It's actually a 3.5 ton jack that I bought several years ago from Vevor Tools, and it's much heavier. It's a great floor jack, but just, you know the disadvantages, of a floor jack. One, they're kind of slow to pump up, even though this one's pretty decent. And also, they're heavy, they're loud. I mean, a zip tie on the floor will ruin its day. But I want to show you the advantages and disadvantages of both of them. So one thing with these air jacks is you got to have an air compressor, but the one advantage is that watch how fast it lifts up. And again, this is rated at 5 tons. And as I started using this, there were a couple little things that I just kind of didn't think about before getting it that I just want you guys to be aware of. And I'm here doing no sugar-coated reviews here. I'm gonna let you know what I really think about it. And if you guys have one of these, and if I leave anything out in comparing these two things, let me know. And one thing, you can see how, like, I just twist that floor jack down and it goes right on down, where this air jack, you kind of have to just let it down. I'm pushing it down here with my foot, even though I have both of the valves open to release the air. It takes a little bit of time and pressure to kind of make it go down all the way. But the biggest advantage is just how fast you can lift up something just by applying that air. And it's coming in at a cheaper price. It's $131.99, where you got to spend at least that much just to get a 3.5 ton jack from Harbor Freight, like a Pittsburgh or something. So again, this is the Vevor ZG-A, and the fully extended, the height was 18.5 inches. And when fully depressed, it's coming in at 5.5 inches. And you'll notice the reason I'm having to put my foot on here is to get it to go down all the way, because once I lift my foot up, it kind of wants to come up. So there's one disadvantage over a floor jack. A low profile floor jack, you can get into underneath lower things. But guys, it's picking the right tool for the job. And no matter which one of these tools you use, whether it's a floor jack or an air jack, you need to use jack stands, good quality jack stands. Safety's number one. And guys, this is not a video to show you how to do anything. It's just a demonstration of these two tools, okay? So make sure you're using jack stands and use that pin, those safety lock pins that come on those jack stands. Make sure you're using that. But with that being said, what you're going to love about this air jack is how just easy and quiet it is just to move around. It's lightweight, but we do have the drawbacks of not having that low profile to get in there. But man, that lightweight is going to make it easier to transport, get around the shop, or if you're doing mobile stuff. And that wide foot plate at the bottom is going to give you extra opportunities or areas where you could use this where you wouldn't be able to use a regular floor jack. Like, say, for example, if you were a mobile guy doing mobile stuff and you found yourself needing to lift up something on gravel or sand or dirt, this would be better than a floor jack having that nice wide foot plate on the bottom. Now, with this wide base at the top, you do have that rubber foot at the top of this plate. But one thing you need to consider is the width of that plate is going to limit the areas that you can get into when you're trying to find a good spot to jack up. Like, so you can see that bar right there just about to come in contact with that top plate, even though my rubber foot there on the top is hitting the frame perfectly. you might find yourself having to move to a different spot on the frame or whatever to be able to lift what you're needing to lift. Like right here, I usually like to lift these trucks right here on this frame, but the gas tank's right here next to it, so I'm going to have to do something else. You could use some wooden blocks, which I do often even with the floor jack, and I'm not telling you you should use wooden blocks. You do what you feel is safe, but you can see right here as I'm using these wooden blocks, kind of pushed them in a little bit better position right there as I'm adding the pressure, but now I have good clearance right there where I can jack this thing on up and not come in contact with that gas tank. So that's just a little minor drawback that you can easily overcome there. So let me go ahead and demo how fast this thing will lift it up. This is a Toyota 4Runner, and you know, lifting up fast, you need to be careful. You don't want to lift up too fast. So even though you have that capability, you still need to be careful, use caution. No need to lift it up, get into too much of a hurry to lifting it up too fast. And again, if you're going to work on it, you need to put a floor jack underneath it, but I'm just demoing to go ahead and let it down and turn that red valve to release the air. Then once I know that the vehicle's weight is already touching the ground, the tire's already touching the ground, I'll pop that inlet hose off and crack the inlet valve open just to help let it go down even faster. And as you can see, it's not really rapid, and that's kind of a good thing as far as safety. You're not going to have a rapid drop like you can with the floor jack. But again, guys, just use extreme caution, especially if you're going to be using some wood blocks in a situation. But real quick, I just want to show you how fast it'll go up as opposed to a floor jack and not even having to use any effort. It's almost will go too fast if you're not careful, so you got to use some extreme caution here and make sure, again, not to sound repetitive or like a broken record, always use floor jack stands for safety, guys. I'm telling you, don't rely on an air jack or a hydraulic jack, any type of jack, to support all the weight. You must use jack stands. And oftentimes I'll even let a lot of pressure onto these jack stand, but I'll still keep the jack or the air jack still underneath the vehicle just as a backup basically to that jack stand. So guys, again, it's just having the right tool for the right job. I mean, it's got some advantages over a floor jack and it has a few disadvantages, but overall I really like it. And I would like to thank Vevor for sending it out to me and let me show you guys. So real quick, I'm going to unbox it and I'm going to show you how to put this together. And I've also went ahead and put a link down in the description. And if you want to help me out, support the channel, buy it with that link, and I will get a commission from Vevor. And that's the one way you can help me support the channel and giving you guys these honest reviews. I want to thank Vevor for allowing me to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and unload this, unpack it, and we'll go ahead and throw it together. And it went together pretty easily. I'll show you how. So it comes with the inlet port, a US port, and a European inlet port for the air hose. So install that first. And the handle is basically in two pieces just to keep that shipping box smaller for you, but you have to bolt them together using these two brackets right here. You got 4 bolts. Then you'll have one larger bolt down here where it pivots. Then it's time to run that air hose up through the handle frame and out of the slot at the top close to the handle. And I'm not sure if you'll have to do this on yours, but the hose was so long that I ended up needing to cut it a little bit. And on mine, this little connection here was awfully tight, so I had to use a pretty good sized ratchet to break it loose and then work my hose up onto that nipple. And then you want to just tighten that fitting up. And for those of you that aren't familiar with these valves, anytime you have a valve, the handle it'll work both ways in these ball valves. So when it's in line right here, the valve is open, and when it's sideways to the line of direction of flow, it's closed. So the same way on all these ball valves. See how that valve is open and now it's closed. And also on this side, they have what is like a little, it's a silencer basically, and it was awfully loose on mine, so make sure you tighten that up also. You don't want to apply that air when you release and this thing be loose. It could shoot out at you. So guys, that's basically it. I mean, it's assembled really quick, it's easy to use. I'm really enjoying it. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check that link down in the description, grab you one of these. I'll have more videos like this coming soon. Thanks for watching.